Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're continuing the playlist for IGCSE Edexcel Maths 8 exam questions which are divided topic-wise. The topic we'll be discussing in this video is area and perimeter. We'll be doing all types of shapes that come for area and perimeter. In this video, I'll just be focusing on compound shapes and like basic shapes as well. And then I'll be making a separate video in which we'll be discussing shapes which have shaded areas and they're asking us to find missing information in those type of shapes. So without further delay, let's start with the question. It says the diagram shows a shape. The shape has area 129 centimeters squared. Work out the value of x. So as you can see, we have a compound shape over here. And whenever we have a compound shape, what we can do is we can split the compound shape into two different shapes. So if I split it over here, we can see that this shape has an area of 12 times 9. And this shape will be x over here. And if this is 6 and this entire is 9, let me highlight that with arrows. This entire is 9, this is 6, which means this is going to be the difference of 9 and 6. That's 3 centimeters. So area 2, which is this rectangle, that's going to be x times 3. So 12 times 9 is going to be 108 centimeters squared. X times 3 is going to be 3x centimeters squared. As the question says, the area of the entire shape is 129. So 129 equals to 108 plus 3x. 129 minus 108 equals to 3x, which gives us 21. And x is going to be 21 divided by 3, and that's 7 centimeters. So as you can see, whenever we have a compound shape, split it into a shape which is easier to solve. I split this shape vertically, so now I have two rectangles. You can split it horizontally as well, but personally, I think splitting it vertically is simpler over here because you have the dimensions for one rectangle, and for the other rectangle, you just need to find the other dimension, and that can easily be found by subtracting 9 and 6. Then the next question says the diagram shows a rectangle ABCD. Work out the perimeter of the rectangle. So now it's a rectangle, a very simple shape, a shape that we have solved like since year 5 or year 6. Like we've been solving questions on rectangles. So you need to remember that whenever we have a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So AD is the same as BC. Similarly, AB is the same as DC, which means this is also 24. And since these two are equal, that means we can put the expressions equal to each other to find the value of x first. So 5x minus 3x equals to 7.4 plus 1. 2x equals to 8.4. X equals to 8.4 divided by 2, which is 4.2 centimeters. Now to work out the perimeter, if you find the length of AD, that's 5 times 4.2 minus 1, which gives us 20 centimeters. So the perimeter is going to be 2 times 24 plus 2 times 20. And that's 88 centimeters. So very simple question. If you remember your basic properties of shapes, in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So that means AD equals to BC. Put the expressions equal to each other to figure out the value of x. Once we have the value of x, we can substitute back into either of the lengths. And then once we have the measurement, we can easily use that to find the perimeter. In order to make sure your answer is correct, you can substitute the same measurement into BC. So if we do 3 times 4.2, that's 12.6. And then plus 7.4, that's also 20. So the measurement is correct. Then we have another question, rectangles. Here are two rectangles, rectangle A and rectangle B. The area of the rectangle B is twice the area of the rectangle A. Work out the value of x. Very similar to the previous question. They've given us the dimensions for rectangle A and rectangle B, but we have expressions for 2 dimensions. So they're saying that the area of rectangle B is twice the area of rectangle A. So area of B, let's calculate that first. That's 5 times 2x minus 1. That's 10x minus 5. Then area of A is going to be 4 times 5 minus x, which is 20 minus 4x. Area of B, which is 10x minus 5, is twice the area of A. So 2 times 20 minus 4x. That's 10x minus 5 equals to 40 minus 8x. 10x plus 8x equals to 40 plus 5. That's 18x equals to 45. X is going to be 45 divided by 18, which simplifies to 5 over 2. And in decimals is 2.5 centimeters or 2.5. So x is 2.5. So once again, you need to remember your basics. What is the area of a rectangle? How do you find the perimeter of a rectangle? What are the basic properties of the shape? And then your algebraic thinking, like how do we create an equation? And then how do we solve it to find the value of the unknown variable? Now we have another compound shape, which says a diagram shows the shape ABCDE. The area of the shape is 91.8 centimeters square. Work out the value of x. Very similar to the questions that we've done so far. So we'll do the same thing that I suggested previously. Split it into 2 shapes which are easier to solve. So if I split it horizontally, we have a rectangle and we have a trapezium. So for the rectangle, we can see that AB is x, BC is 8, AE is 14. So if we subtract AE and BC, that gives us this length, the height of the trapezium. So height of trapezium is going to be 14 minus 8, which is 6 centimeters. So if I mark this over here, this is 6. This is also x because the same length. So now we have the area of the entire shape. So 91.8 is equal to area of the rectangle, which is x times 8, plus area of the trapezium, which is 1 over 2, times the height, which is 6, times sum of the parallel sides. Parallel sides are x and 13. So 91.8 equals to 8x plus 3 times x plus 13. Expand the bracket. 8x plus 3x plus 39. Collect the like terms on each side. 91.8 minus 39 equals to 11x. That's 52.8 equals to 11x. And then we divide 52.8 by 11, which gives us 4.8. So 4.8 centimeters is the value of x. So for these type of questions, you need to know the formula for the area of different shapes. You need to know the formula for the area of a rectangle, area of a square, area of a circle, area of a triangle, and the area of a trapezium. You need to be familiar with these formulas when you're solving such questions. Now in this one, it says ABCD is a trapezium. Calculate the perimeter of the trapezium, give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. Now, whenever you have a shape and they've given you an angle in it, it clearly indicates that we'll be using trigonometry over here to figure out the missing lengths or like the area or the perimeter, depending on what the question is asking us to do. So over here, since we have an angle over here, what we can do is we can split the trapezium into a rectangle and a triangle and use that information to find this length, because we already know that this part is 21.2. So to find the remaining part of ED, we're going to use trigonometry over here. If BA is 16.7, this is also 16.7. And we have this right angle triangle over here. So, SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA is always used when you have a right angle triangle and if an angle is involved. So we have the angle, we have the opposite, we have to find the adjacent. So it's going to be tan of 43 equals to 16.7 divided by x. I'm going to call this x. If you're someone who's still not clear about SOHCAHTOA, I'm attaching the link for the video above. It gives detailed explanation using exam questions as to how SOHCAHTOA is used, what the trig ratios stand for, and how you can use them to solve different questions. So x equals to 16.7 divided by tan 43, and that's going to give us 17.91. Now total length of AD is going to be 21.2 plus 17.91, which equals 39.11 centimeters. We still need the length of ZD because that's also part of the perimeter. So for that, we're going to use another trig ratio. So we have the opposite. We need to find the hypotenuse. We're going to use sine now. Sine 43 equals to 16.7 over CD. CD equals to 16.7 over sine 43, which gives us 24.48 centimeters. So now the perimeter is going to be 21.2 plus 16.7 plus 39.11 plus 24.48. And that gives us 101.49 centimeters. We want the answer correct to three significant figures. That's going to be 101 centimeters square. That is your final answer. So as you can see in the area and perimeter questions, we can also get trigonometry. So it's like a mixture of everything. So at this point, you're not going to get like just a direct question like, find the area, find this. It's always going to be a combined question where you're going to use 2 to 3 different topics in one thing. The next question says the diagram shows an 8-sided shape A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. HG is 28, FG is 12. AB equals to EF, which is 5, and the height of the shape is 20 centimeters. CD is parallel to HG. The area of the shape ABCDFGH is 434 centimeters square. Find the length of CD. So same thing as we discussed previously, we're going to split the shape into 2 shapes which can be used to solve the question. We have a trapezium at the top and rectangle at the bottom. They've given us the area of the entire shape. As you can see, for the rectangle, we have the length and width. So area 1, which is area of this shape, and area 2, which is area of this shape. Area 1 would be 28 times 12, which equals 336 centimeters squared. So if we subtract this from the given area of the total shape, we can find area 2. So that's 434 minus 336, which gives us 98 centimeters square. So 98 equals to now 1 over 2 times height times sum of parallel sides. A and B are parallel sides. Now over here, CD is a parallel side and then B is a parallel side. If you notice, we have the entire HG length. If we subtract A, B, and EF from it, we can easily find BE. So BE is going to be 28 minus 10, which is 18 centimeters. And then for the height of the trapezium, we can do 20 minus 12, which is 8 centimeters. So now, bringing this formula back over here, 98 equals to 1 over 2 times 8 times A plus 18. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 98 equals to 4 times A plus 18. We can divide 98 by 4. And that equals to A plus 18. So that's 24.5 equals to A plus 18. And then we subtract 18 from 24.5, which gives us 6.5 centimeters as the value of A, which is CD. So same basic concept applied everywhere. You need to know the formulas for the area and perimeter for each shape. And only then you'll be able to solve the question. Otherwise, you're going to be very confused. Then the next question says the diagram shows a triangle ABC inside a semicircle. A, B, and C are points in the semicircle. AB is the diameter of the semicircle. ACB equals to 90 degrees. Angle BAC is 50 degrees. AC is 18 centimeters. We have to work out the perimeter of the semicircle. So for that, we need this length and then this. So as you can see, we have a right angle triangle inside a semicircle. We have the angle, we have the adjacent. Adjacent is the length on which your angle lies. So what we need is the hypotenuse, which is AB. So we can easily use cosine. Cos theta equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's going to be cos 50 equals to 18 divided by AB. So AB equals to 18 divided by cos 50, which gives us 28.0 centimeters. Next thing what we need to do is we need to find the arc length ACB. So for that, we divide the circumference formula by 2. So 2 pi r divided by 2. So that's going to be pi times half of AB. Why half of AB? Because AB is the diameter of the circle. Radius is half of the diameter. So it's going to be pi times 28 divided by 2, which is pi times 14. And that gives us 43.98. So perimeter is going to be 28 plus 43.98, which equals 71.98. And they want the answer correct to two significant figures. So that's going to be 72 centimeters. That's the perimeter of the semicircle. Then this question says Yasmin has some identical rectangular tiles. Each tile is L centimeter by W centimeters. Using 9 of her tiles, Yasmin makes a rectangle ABCD shown in the diagram below. The area of ABCD is given as 1620 centimeters square. We have to work out the length and the width, so L and W value. So we have used these 9 tiles to make the rectangle ABCD, and we know the area of ABCD. So the long side, that's the length, and the short side is W. So W, 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 W. And over here it's L, 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 and W and L. So if we notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5W equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4L. And over here, L plus W equals to L plus W. So we can say that W equals to 4 over 5 times L. So AD, which is L plus W, that can be L plus 4 over 5 times L. We're replacing W with 4 over 5 times L. So that's going to be 5L plus 4L divided by 5, which is 9L over 5. That's AD. And DC, as you can see, is 4L. So if we do DC times AD and put it equal to 1620, that gives us an equation which is just going to be in terms of L. This is exactly why I chose DC. I didn't pick AB because AB would be 5W. That's in terms of W. So we'll have to again convert it into L and then use that. So instead of doing that, just directly take DC and AD. So DC times AD equals to 1620. 4L times 9L over 5 equals to 1620. So that's 36L squared equals to 1620 times 5. That gives us 8100. So L squared is going to be 8100 divided by 36, and then we square root both sides. So L is 15. So if L is 15, So if L is 15, W is going to be 4 times 15 over 5, which is 12. So L is 15, W is 12. This is your answer. In this question says the diagram shows a regular hexagon ABCDEF and an isosceles triangle GHJ. The perimeter of the hexagon is equal to the perimeter of the triangle. We have to find the length of each side of the hexagon. So to find the perimeter of the hexagon, we know we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So 6 times x minus 1, or you can just add x minus 1 6 times, it's the same thing. And for the isosceles, JH is equal to GJ. So that means this is also x plus 5. So that's going to be twice of x plus 5 and then plus the third length, 2x minus 3. Expand the bracket. 6x minus 6 equals to 2x plus 10 plus 2x minus 3. Simple as that, you just translated the statement into an equation. You put the perimeter of the hexagon, which is 6 times x minus 1, equal to the perimeter of the isosceles, which is 2 times x plus 5 plus 2x minus 3. Collect the like terms on each side. So that's 4x plus 7. So 6x minus 4x equals to 7 plus 6, which is 2x equals to 13. X is 13 over 2, which is 6.5. To find the length of each side of the hexagon, it's going to be 6.5 minus 1, which is 5.5 centimeters. That is your answer. This is probably the easiest 5-mark question you can get. If you know how to find the perimeter of any given shape, perimeter is always the boundary of the shape. So for the boundary, you just add up all of the lengths of the shape. It was a regular hexagon. That's why I multiplied 6 with x minus 1 because we have 6 sides for the hexagon and they're all the same. Same for the isosceles, one equal length was given, so that means the other is also going to be the same. And third length was also given. So we add them up, put them equal to each other, collect the like terms on each side, and then find the value of x, and then put it back into the expression for the length of the hexagon, which gives us the value for the length. The next question says, the diagram shows Yoon's garden. The garden is in the shape of a semicircle with the radius 7.2 meters. Yoon is going to cover his garden with grass seed. He has 12 boxes of grass seed. Each box of grass seed contains enough seed to cover 6 meters square of the garden. Does he have enough grass seed for his garden? Show your work clearly. So first thing first, let's find the area of the garden. It's a semicircle, so we divide pi r square by 2. Because full circle is pi r square, so half circle is going to be half of pi r square. Radius is 7.2, so 7.2 square. And that is going to give us 81.43 meters square. Now it says that Yoon has 12 boxes of grass seed and each box contains enough seed to cover 6 meters square. So grass seed area is going to be 12 times 6 because if one box can cover 6 meters square, 12 boxes can cover 72 meters square. So do you think he has enough grass seed for his garden? No, he doesn't. Because area of the garden is bigger than the coverage. The seed coverage. So very simple word problem which incorporates area of a shape as well. So very simple word problem which incorporates area of a shape as well. In this question says the diagram shows a kite ABCD. AB equals to 6 centimeters, BC is 11 centimeters, and angle ABC is 118 degrees. Calculate the area of the kite. So if you notice, these two sides are identical. AD is equal to AB, BC equals to BC. So we find the area of the triangle ABC and times it by 2, we get the area of the kite. So for the area of the triangle ABC, we use the formula 1 over 2 times AB times sine of angle C. This formula is used whenever you have a non-right angle triangle, and this formula is also given in the formula sheet. So when you have two lengths and the angle between them, you can easily apply this formula. So 1 over 2 times 6 times 11 times sine of 118 and then divided by 2, that's 29.14 centimeters square. So now area of kite, that was ABC, that's going to be 2 times 29.14, which equals 58.27. We want the answer correct to three significant figures. That's going to be 58.3 centimeters square. So in this question, now we're using trigonometry, but for non-right angle triangles. In the previous questions, you used trigonometry, but for right angle triangles. Then this question says the field is the shape of a trapezium. The field is sold for a price of 49,650. Given that 1 hectare equals to 10,000 meters square, work out the average price of the field per hectare. So first thing, find the area of trapezium, because 1 hectare equals to 10,000 meters square, and we're trying to find the average price of the field per hectare. So area is essential. 1 over 2 times height times sum of parallel sides. These two are your parallel sides. So this is A, this is B, and this is your height. Height is always the perpendicular height, never the slant height. So 1 over 2 times 240 times 170 plus 330, which equals 60,000 meters square. So if 1 hectare equals to 10,000 meters square, 60,000 meters square equals to 6 hectares. So the field is sold for a price of $49,650. We have to work out the average price of the field per hectare. So for the average price, we're going to divide the total price by the total number of hectares. So 49,650 divided by 6, which gives us $8,275 per hectare. That is the average price of the field per hectare. So as you can see, for shapes, especially for area and perimeter, you can either get like a direct question asking you to find a missing length, the perimeter, or the area, or they can mix it up with a word problem and then ask you to use the given information to find the missing values. So with that, we're done with the questions for area and perimeter. I'm going to add another video separately for shaded areas and perimeters and how to solve questions for those using exam questions. If you're someone who understood everything, please like and subscribe and view the other videos because they're greatly going to help you in developing better understanding for your IGCSE Edexcel topics. And if you have any questions or confusions, please leave a comment below and I'll try to help you out.